G'day! Oh jeez. I switched scenes and suddenly my laptop's fan just started going berserk. Have I closed everything? I have, good. Welcome to the stream, hello Node! Welcome, welcome. I still don't know the right way to open up a stream. Anyway, do I have anything I need to talk about this morning? I don't think I do. I ordered groceries for the first time, instead of just going to the store. Oh, there's Stream Elements. Stream Elements is always a little slow. So as Stream Elements has said, today we're going to be playing HIVESWAP again. We're still in Act 1, but admittedly I don't know how far into Act 1 we are. So we might finish it today. Well, I want to try and finish Act 1 today, is what I'm trying to say. My mind's all over the place, as it always is when I start streaming. So I want to finish Act 1 today, but if there's not enough of it left, I do have Act 2 downloaded. So we might be able to go into that, assuming it all works, and it doesn't just, you know, screw up. That's happened a few times, actually. Oh, my phone vibrates whenever I get an email. Aye! And then it falls off. What is that? Okay, do I have anything else I want to say? Normally I like to wait until like 5 minutes past the start time before I actually get into the game, just to give folks a chance to show up if they want. But it gets a little difficult when I don't actually have anything to say. Yeah, you know what? You know what, let's just get into it. I don't have anything else that I wanted to talk about. Ta-da! Let me unmute that. And I'm also unmuted, cool. The title screen looks a little different from last time. I assume because we went into the portal and arrived in wherever this. Just watch a cooking video. You know, before I got into VTubers, there was only like one Australian YouTuber that I was subscribed to, and it was a baking channel. I don't do any baking myself, I just like her videos. They're just pleasant. Anyway, I'll save... I don't get why... Was it shaped like this before? Because I'm pretty sure before it was shaped like the standard Homestuck thing where it's just got like a corner taken out of it, but now it looks like it's a bite. And I don't remember that being used at all in like the actual Homestuck. Anyway, let's load our game. Get into it. Now we're here. So we have all of this stuff. Our thing is gone. What is this? Some kind of weird electric bug. It seems to be trying to communicate. Maybe you should pick it up for a closer look. Okie doke. You pick up the flashing board. Words blink on the screen in an unfamiliar alphabet. For some reason you can understand it. Well, that's convenient. Hello, is someone there? Is this a chat room? If a moderator is present, I require some assistance, please. Oh, that's supposed to be Joey. Oh shoot, I gotta give the new character a voice. Shoot. He's supposed to be kind of wimpy, so... Tetrarch! Hmm? There was a huge explosion! Were you harmed? Thanks for asking. Although I didn't see any explosion. Well, maybe I did, sorta. The roof of your hive is totally jacked. If you say so. Wait, you can see my roof? Who are you? And what do you mean, my hive? Oh. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sorry, I forgot the code again. I'm really trying, I swear. It's just because I was so worried about you, I wasn't thinking, and it'll never happen again, I promise. What's going on? Nothing! All that matters is you're okay. Is that you're okay. You are okay, right? Okay, so options are, who are you, where am I, and X smiley face. Probably who are you would be my first reaction. Who are you? I'm Zephyros. Oh no, that was a test, wasn't it? Okay, I know I just said it would never happen again, and I mean that starting from now. No exceptions to the code. All of Zephyros' species, they have these weird typing quirks. Similar to how Joey always speaks in all lowercase and her brother spoke in all capital letters, all of the trolls have really dumb little typing quirks that were really popular within the Homestuck fandom. So like, because this dude's name starts with an X, and presumably, you know, well, I'll explain it when we actually see him, but, you know, his name starts with an X, so whenever a word has X in it, he just puts the letter X. I am absolutely not Zephyros. Right. Where am I? Where am I? Okay, yeah, I know this one for sure. You're in your basement, right? I mean, you're not there. You're somewhere else. Winky face. Oops, did I say the wrong thing? Where do you want me to tell you are? Shenanigans. X smiley face? Sorry. Why are you apologizing? It never hurts to be sorry. Zephyros, I'm getting that I'm in a basement somewhere, but you think we shouldn't say that? Yeah, that's the frickin' X's. That's exactly right. I got it right. Didn't I? If you say so. I don't suppose you know what the deal with this huge machine with the snakes on it? Wait, did I read that right? I don't suppose you know what the deal is with this huge machine with the snakes on it? It's sort of like the one in my attic. Except the one in my attic wasn't so space age and didn't have a weird force field bubble. Attic? You know, down the hall, up the stairs. Highest room in the house. Oh, duh, more code. Sorry. Yeah, the secret weapon. I'm sorry about that, Tetrarch Damic. Secret weapon? Tetrarch Damic? Sorry, I know I keep messing up. I'm doing my best. I think I've given Zephyros, like, the same voice as Joey's brother. But oh well, Joey's brother isn't here anymore. He can have the same voice. What is Tetrarch Damic? Your name? I mean, not your name. My name isn't Tetrarch Damic. Of course not. Never know who might be reading. Geez, what was your code name again? My name is Joey. Right, I knew that. This is all my fault. I'm sorry. I had no idea things would go so wrong. Wait, what? They're just stretching the boxes. It looks a little weird. I was going to ask you first, but then I thought maybe it was a quiz and that I had to stop to ask... Wait. I was going to ask you first, but then I thought maybe it was a quiz and that if I had to stop to ask you, I would fail, so I just put the battery in the weapon like you said. What? What are you talking about? I thought you left that weird paper out on the crate as instructions. Weird paper. Weird. Not weird. Great. The plan is great, Joey. The heiress would never expect it. I mean, I'm still not sure what it is exactly, but still. I'm probably not supposed to be pronouncing the X's weirdly. But if he's gonna type it weirdly, I'm gonna pronounce it weirdly. Just proud to be entrusted with such an important duty. It's a happy face. Hey, let me get back to you. Alright. So that's Zephyros. You can hear awful slams and growls coming from the other side of this door. You aren't even going to try and open it. Smart move. What's over here? A futuristic-looking door in a gloomy, futuristic-looking bunker-like place. Maybe all the answers are through here. Before we do, if you hid inside this crate, you think you'd be nervous that it was somehow going to close up. Why am I so bad at reading? If you hid inside this crate, you think you'd be nervous that it was somehow going to suddenly close up around you, and you'd be left screaming in the dark in a slimy box somewhere impossibly far from your home. So you don't think you'll be hiding in the crate just now. What about this? You pick up the hand-drawn, scribbled-on diagram of the portal, showing how the pieces fit together. Oh, he wants... Hey, I think I found the paper you were talking about. So what do I do with it? Well, okay, give me a minute. I know this. I'm really sorry. I didn't think you'd be quizzing me right after what happened. I swear I'll prepare better next time. It's okay. Wow, really? Yes, really. It's not a quiz. I have no idea what any of this means. Oh, geez. Is it a test? No! I seriously have no idea what's going on here. I've never seen this thing before. What is it telling me? I'm doing my best, but I don't know what you want me to do. Please tell me what you want me to say. So this paper seems like some kind of schematic for the portal I just came through. It looks kind of familiar. Not just the portal, but the paper itself. I don't know how that would be possible, though. Anyway, is that right? Is this a diagram for the snake machine? Well, if I remember right, that thing is a guide to the weapon. The weapon? You mean this snake portal? Oops, the code. Okay, yes, the portal. Can I unlock the snake machine with this? Is that what I should do? Unlock the snake machine? Oh, the serpent security program for your Hive's power hexagrid. Or should that be hexagrid? Yes, if that's what you want, Tetrarch. You can always do whatever you want. Wow. Will, that thing you said, will that help me get out of here? Exactly. Just put all... Okay, that's supposed to be 10. He's speaking in Roman numerals now. Just put all 10 fingers on the back of your tablet until the control plane uplink executes. X? 10? Oh no. I'm in trouble. I did exactly what I'm not supposed to. This was a test and I blew it. Of course you remember, and I definitely shouldn't have said any of that. Sweet Jeebus. I'm so sorry. It's hard to keep up with these espionage rules sometimes. Okay, I'll just go check that out. I'm so sorry, Tetrarch. I'm just gonna leave you to whatever it is you do. So I'm supposed to put all 10 fingers on something. You probably explained it better, but I was too busy trying to voice act. You have no idea how to open this thing. You don't even see a handle. But if you had to guess, it looks like it's automatic. But the power seems to be off in here, you think. It's kind of hard to tell. What is this? A busted up robot? It seems like something pretty intense went down here before you arrived. Let's look at the portal. It looks kind of like the thing from your attic that brought you here. The force field is a pretty striking point of contrast, though. Maybe you can use this thing to get home somehow, please? Go home? That didn't exactly hurt, but it was kind of tingly. You don't think you'll be able to reach the portal while that force field is on. Okie doke. It's a futuristic forklift. It's probably what moved that giant crate that... Oh, that crate. Okay. Can we operate it? You don't know how to drive this thing. It doesn't seem to be on anyway. Okay. Sure. What about this? You place all 10 fingers on the back of the tablet and approach the control panel. Hey, some kind of password entry program appears on the screen. What? This doesn't look like a password entry program. This looks like the title screen of a video game. It's freaking Centipede. Oh, not Centipede, it's Snake. Centipede is a different game. I just called it Centipede because it's a bug. Yeah, I don't think this is how you enter passwords. But I mean, if that's how they want to do it, I suppose. Who am I to deny them the right to make a bootleg version of Snake? Oh. Oh no, now everything's on. The door's open. And the forklift is... dead. Oh look. It's a thing. She's zooming. Oh. Hey. Hey, Xerox. Hey, Xerox, are you there? I don't know how I feel about the codename Xerox. It's pretty close to Zephyros, don't... Oh, look. I got an achievement. I don't know if OBS is capturing the Steam achievements, but it's there. It's pretty close to Zephyros, don't you think? I mean, imagine if I called you Dammit. Not that I would ever do that. Sorry. Okay, I really don't know what to say to any of that. Sorry. It's fine, stop apologizing. It's actually really annoying when you do that all the time, FYI. Oh. Sorry. Ugh, forget about it. I actually wanted to ask you about the security console. I played the game, but all that happened was a forklift drove straight into the force field and exploded. Whoa, your forklift exploded? Yeah. It's not mine, though. Is it yours? So I'm sorry I wrecked it. No, of course not. I mean, do you want me to take it? Because it's broken? I wouldn't mind. I mean, whatever. It's up to you. Alright. And then a weird monster menaced me into this other room, and there's only one door. This is kind of a bad situation. Weird monster? Yeah, that, deer cat thing. Deer cat thing? Are you having a fight with your... Lucis? I don't know if it's pronounced Lucis or Lussus. I have no idea. I saw this word so many times while reading Homestuck, and I still have no idea how it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm gonna say Lussus because that's what I used to say when back when I was actually into Homestuck. So let's go. Not that it's any of my business. Lussus? Is that what you call that thing? I barely got away with my life. Wait a minute. Are you actually not Tetrarchamic? No, I'm Joey. Joey Clare. I don't know what's going on, but there's a bunch of big computers and boxes and I don't know where I am or who you are, but you kept acting like you knew what was going on. Well, what are you doing with the Tetrarch's tablet? Trappa-keeper? What the hell? I feel like that's a reference I'm not getting. Trappa-keeper lap... Hold on, I forgot what time period Joey's from. Maybe tablets don't exist in her time period. Do you mean this Tapper-keeper laptop? I found it on the floor. Oh no. Is Tetrarch there? Maybe I could talk to him instead. Please. Please give the tablet to Tetrarch, please. I don't know who this Tetrarch is. I don't know who you are. Could you look for him, please? Okay, yeah, I'll just root around in this room that's filled with guns. That's probably not the way I was supposed to be said, but that's the way my voice went. Okay, thanks. Yeah, okay. This door is all that stands between you and that rampaging deer monster. Let's open it. No way! If you want to get killed by a weird monster in the basement... If you wanted to get killed by a weird monster in the basement, you should have stayed home. What's this? You don't really know what any of this stuff is, but it all makes you extremely uncomfortable. Like the tablet, you seem to be able to read the text, but you'd kind of rather not. It's all the same stuff. What about this? Yep. It's all just the same stuff. Oh? Did you find him? No! Oh no. I don't know what to do. What should I do? Oh my god! Why on earth are you asking me? What's Earth? What? Oh. My... god! Jude, is that you? This is another one of your stupid practical jokes. This isn't funny. No, I'm Zephyros. Okay, Zephyros, tell me what is going on. I don't really know. I'm actually kind of upset because your yelling makes it harder to think. I know I'm not very smart or good at anything, but I really am trying my best. I'm sorry. I can't believe this. Why did I get an achievement for this? I'm the one who just got shot through space into an alien nightmare horror house, and you expect me to make you feel better? Look, we all have self-esteem issues, but there's a time and a place for pathetic groveling, and it is not while I'm trying to not be devoured by alien monsters. Wait, you're an alien? Zephyros. I am 2 seconds away from throwing this disgusting joke machine into any one of several massive piles of armed and dangerous garbage around me. Wait, don't. This is so exciting, I've never met an alien before. I'm like seriously losing it. Most trolls never meet aliens till they go off planet to conquer them. What? Oh, okay, but like, you could be messing with me. Are you messing with me? Tetrarch says I have to stop being so trusting. Oh, I know. Say something only an alien would say. You know what? Considering the way Joey's been behaving, I feel like this is the right way to respond. I'm going to tap dance your sad little nerd body into the ground if you don't cut out this stupid baby nonsense right now. That's... Did you understand what I was asking? That was sort of a normal thing to say. No, it wasn't. That was not a nice thing to say at all. Sorry. The salt little nuts and the deer cat maybe got me a little rattled. So you're not an alien? No, I am. I mean, if this seriously isn't Earth. Which, between the snake machines and the deer cat and the sci-fi technology, I'm willing to believe. Plus, there were some other monsters earlier, so I'm kind of having a bad day. Monsters? Yeah, I barely managed to get I managed to get past them, barely. Whoa, you're so cool. You're like on a real adventure. Wait, what color is your blood? Like, I know why he's asking that, but it just sort of comes out of the blue. What kind of a question is that? I'm sorry, I mean, I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I wanted to be sure before I just wanted to be sure I knew before I made a mess of things. Okay. It's red? Really? Me too. Awesome, we could even be friends. This is so cool. Hey, maybe I could even help you. How? Tetrox lost his nose me. Help. Oh, that's supposed to be heal. See, this is the problem. This is the problem when you don't... Hold on, what is that? Oh, I can't... Oh, neat. I was trying to look what that emote is, but it's a bit difficult on my phone. The Tetrox lost his nose me. He'll calm down if I can get over there. Typing without punctuation is like... It's fine most of the time, but heal turns into hell, and it's annoying. By Lussus, you mean the deer cat monster? Yes. That's wonderful, thank you. Yeah! Except, I don't know, I'm still worried this might all be a big test. A test? I don't follow, sorry. Boy, this is getting kind of frustrating having to say that over and over. The Tetrarch is always testing me. Oh, I was like, what do you mean the final exam? If this is the final exam of secrecy stuff and I blow it, he's really gonna be disappointed. Oh, he's gonna be really disappointed. It's the same thing, it's the same. Oh, I know. If you can prove you're an alien, I'll come over and help you out. Do you want me to say more alien things? No, I mean, I have no way to verify if those are true or not. Oh, send me a picture of yourself. Of you. I don't have any photos with me. And anyway, how could I get it to you? I'm trapped in here with that monster. Aren't you using the Tetrarch's tablet? Take the pics. With that and... Exmit? Transmit, I assume. Exmit it over. Pics? Exmit? Pictures. Transmit. Okay, that's kind of a weird ass Xerox. But I'll give it a shot. Here goes. She took a selfie, and here's what's going on outside. Oh, we're now in the past, because of course we are. Because of course we are. That's how Andrew Hussey likes to tell his stories. You experience the thing and then you go back in time and experience it from the other character's point of view. Because it's never simple. It's never simple. And then you move ahead a whole bunch, and then you go back in time again and experience it all from another character. That's how Homestuck works. Oh wait. It's like one of those that's how Mafia works memes. That's how Homestuck works. I hope. Oh wait, did I? Yes, it did work. Frick! Okay, so apparently I can't tab out of this game. Because if I do that, the game crashes. And I didn't save. Okay, so I'm just not going to... I'm not gonna mess around with my expressions and whatnot anymore. Alright, let's get back to where we were and just skip through all the dialogue and stuff. And then save. You think I would have learned after last time, but no. Made the same heckin' mistake. Clicking simulator. Who are you? Where am I? It's like in Aquarium all over again, just clicking like mad. Okay, then we grab the paper. Talk to Zephyros again. This is a lot of dialogue. Oh, we gotta play Snake again. Here we go. Oh, right next to the wall, nice. There we go. Back to the rapidly clicking. Oh. Oh, we can't skip the cutscenes, can we? So we just gotta wait this one out. A thing exploded. There's the losses. Dear cat thing. Gasp. Yeah, at one point I believe this game was going to be made by a different developer and it was going to be in like 3D. But I'm kind of glad they brought it in-house, because like while there were like issues with the development, it did end up resulting in a version of the game that's like a lot closer to the style that Homestuck was originally in, which I appreciate. It's neat. So it's like, you know, like you're actually playing through the comic, which is a thing you can actually do, because there are game sections in the comic. But I feel like with parts of them, they ended up dragging on so long that it ended up feeling like I don't want to do this. I don't want to play through a freaking little RPG Maker thing. I want to go. I just want to read. Just want to see where the story goes. Especially because parts of them were in bits of the story that just didn't feel like they meant anything. They're completely irrelevant. Anyway, your name is Zephyros Trito, I assume. You are having a difficult evening because one of your many You are having a pretty difficult evening, just one of many in a predictably difficult life, because you are Rustblood trash. You just witnessed beams of red and green energy erupt from the hive of your best friend, Tetrarch Damek, right before a squadron of Imperial drones snatched up half your neighbors, so it's safe to say that your revolutionary efforts are not going great. Oh, and it seems you've received a package. Save. There we go. We have a save. We are safe. I'm gonna have to... If I ever hit affiliate, I'm going to need to have a redeem just to remind me to save. Because I'm too used to games that like autosave. Look at this. It's a delivery from Scythian. Or Scythian? I don't know. With the item you ordered. Quite a long time ago. You guessed it arrived during all the confusion. Okay, open it up. You open up the package. Inside is the FLOP manual. FLOP. This edition of FLOP is focused on spy games, intrigue, and rebellion. Tetrarch Damek modeled a lot of his underground resistance ideas after this system. FLOP, for the uninitiated, is Fatal live-action role-playing. So, you know, it's role-playing, but you do actually try to kill each other. You've got the FLOP manual, better head inside. Not much you can do for the Tetrarch out here. Okay. The door to your respite block, where you sleep. You're standing on your Gander precipice. I forgot about how stupid all the troll names for things are. Oh, I am slightly surprised. I thought with the way Zephyros was having like an X on all of his smileys, I thought that his horns were going to be crossed over. Like, make an X shape. But apparently not. He just has normal ass troll horns. Alright, let's go inside. What the hell is this? You use these to practice your budding powers of telekinesis. You still aren't very good yet, but you sure showed these spoons who's boss. Okay, let's bend one. You don't use your hands to bend spoons, you use the power of the imagination, by which you mean your weak, unreliable psychic powers. Okay, let's psychic those spoons then. Yes, that's right. Practice makes almost adequate. That's the Burgundy way. Your mind flexes with the pulsing might of your phenomenal telekinetic powers, and you bend a tiny little silver spoon without even using your little grubby fingers. Big tough guy. Better bring this along, just in case you run into any bent soup. Your wear-grid... Wear-grid? Like tableware? Your wear-grid study scroll. To be honest, only indigos really care about what fork goes where, and they crush anything they pick up anyway. Okay, let's study it, I guess. You've pretty much got this memorized already. It's like a fork, fork, mega fork, micro fork, knife fork, fool's fork, and that about covers it. Okay. You're reminded of the week Tetrarch Damek make you sleep on the floor as a training exercise. It was hard at first, and maybe he could have told you it was a training exercise before instead of just saying sleep on the floor until I tell you otherwise, but it really toughened you up. You can sleep anywhere now. The Tetrarch is always making sure you're prepared for anything. Is that a football helmet? Oh, billiard balls. That's important. That's important in Homestuck lore. Arena stickball has always been the only time you really feel like yourself. When you're out on the velvet, you're brawler defending you against prowlers and zappers, and you guess thinking about it too much makes you a little sad now. Reminisce, I guess? Looking at the dozer always helps you sleep, and looking at the snow globe always makes you nervous. You know it's not a real one, but still. Oh, the eye... the eye sprite actually turned orange. What? No, I was looking at your computer, not your tablet, mate. It's your tablet. You use it for pretty much everything. Your auto-tune mic is plugged into it. Oh, it is a tablet. It's just got a keyboard attached to it. It's got a dock. Are there tablet docks? Is that a thing that exists? The grubbles, okay, this is clearly a reference to something that I'm not getting. The grubbles, if you buck, we won't trouble to resist throwing fists while you sift through the rubble. It's sort of hard to spit your quasi-revolutionary rhymes with any real fire while dressed in your butler uniforms, though. Damek says you're subversively transforming the rags of your oppression into the fatigues of the revolutionary, through your jams, but you're kind of worried your performances will be drowned out by sarcastic orders to polish the silver. Oh, nothing for the... It's your tablet. You use it for pretty much all computing needs. Perfect device for a kid on the go, except you spend most of your time at home, so it usually just stays right in your room. That's me with my laptop. I have a laptop, but not because I take it anywhere. It's because I don't have room for a desk. So I can't get a desktop. Once my brother moves out, then I can think about upgrading. So usually it just stays right in your room. Unfortunately, a kid on the go is probably exactly what you are right now. You really should grab it. Besides, your mic is plugged into it, and you're sure not leaving that thing behind, okay. You gather both the tablet and mic with one practice motion. Feel. Nice emote. Nice emote, Node. You have so many emotes. It's wild. On practice motion, they're attached, so the motion probably didn't require as much practice as you might think. You then proceed to have this conversation again from the other side. It's all news to Zephyros, but it'd be a little dull to read the whole thing over again. Thank you, game devs, for not pulling Andrew Hussey's bullshit. What's that one? Oh, it's a Chocobo, hell yes. I love Chocobo. It's a real shame what happened to Chocobo JP. I was so sad when I found out about it, because like, hell yeah, Chocobo game, but it's not good. I still need to finish Chocobo's dungeon. I got Chocobo's mystery dungeon on Switch. I haven't finished it. I have too many games I haven't finished. That's why I need to get a capture card so I can just stream myself finishing them. It's blah blah blah. Let's just pick up where we left off. Want me to say more alien things? Blah blah blah. Send me a picture, blah blah blah. Here goes. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, you're definitely an alien. Or you have some strange collection of grotesque physical and mental diseases. Either way, you need my help. Okay, that much is definitely true. I'm pretty sure I heard the monster scratching at the door. He's probably hungry. Anyway, man, if you're an alien, we've got to get you out of there. The heiress hates aliens. Sigh. The what? The heiress. Oh, she's awful and controls everything, basically. I mean, I doubt she's ever met one. But to hear her talk, she hates aliens as much as she hates lowbloods. Which I guess you also are. You're practically a member of the Resistance already. I'm not sure whether to be really confused or be really concerned about you. Do you need help? Well, one time when things got really bad with my brother, my babysitter took him to the doctor and it seemed to help. What's a brother? What's a babysitter? What's a doctor? What's a brother I think is going to get the best reaction. What's a brother? Oh wow, you are so lucky. I really don't know. Okay, I'm definitely concerned. Being concerned is what friends do for each other. I've never had anyone but Tetrarchdamic be concerned about me before. XXD. Oh jeez. I bet the other Tetrarchs will be extremely excited to hear there's an alien helping us now. Sure. But I'm sort of pretty focused on not being killed by the monster in the other room at the moment. That's kind of my main deal right now. Don't really have time for anything else. You know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like that's not what a 15-year-old would say in this conversation. But I at the same time, that's kind of to be expected from Homestuck. I've said over and over when reading it, like, 15-year-olds and or 13-year-olds do not speak like this. But they do anyway, so it makes for fun interactions at least. Right, yeah, of course. I'll help you. And the Tetrarch too, because, well, I think... Okay, I hope this is also helping him somehow. Which reminds me, we really shouldn't be talking like this. Like what? Tetrarchdamic says we should all... we always have to assume our communications are being monitored. And this is exactly the kind of conversation I shouldn't be having. Oh man, I better hurry up and get over there. On my way now. Please don't message me anymore. It's dangerous. Be right back. In person, I mean. Hey, smiley face. Okay then. Anything else to grab over here? It would seem not. You'll never forget, this season, your arena stickball team took 3rd place in the Outglut Grub League. Let me try that again without my mouse screwing me over. But in case you do, this featureless white orb here is here to remind you. Alright, out we go. That is a lot of pictures, and I'm probably not going to click on all of them. Because that is a very shiny floor. It's just your faithful old Scourdray, which you haven't bothered draining recently. Inside of it, Resifluid and floor filth coalesce to make a repugnant grey sludge. All of these troll words are going to kill me. The door to your rumpus room. Okay. What's in the rumpus room? My man's got a foosball table, hell yeah. Nothing like a little recessed table arena stickball with your best bud. Too bad he's not around right now, maybe later. Now, recessed tabletop arena stickball isn't very fun by yourself. It's not very much like arena stickball either. It's your sports vault. Just a huge heavy vault themed with sports. Arena stickball specifically, and obviously. It's the only place in the Hive you can store food for your Lussus. He's so strong he could easily break into any other hiding place. It has a special telekinesis-based interface. It tends to wear you out a little, so the combination is pretty hard to remember, and I am so bad at reading. Why did I think playing a point and click would be a good idea? The combination is pretty hard to remember. Okay, I'll open it. Why not? You can't open the sports vault. Okay. Yeah, okay. What do you mean the combination? Do you mean the way through the maze? Is that supposed to be like... Is that supposed to be like the Dark Souls you died? Like, that meme? Oof, that's a rough one. It can be hard to remember the path when you're already concentrating on your shaky telekinesis. It helps if you have some kind of guide on hand. You've got just the thing, but you don't think it's in this room. Okay. Let's go then. Your smear spinner has gotten a lot of use lately. Why, just look at that even glisten of mucus on the floor. Beautiful. You could almost take pride in it. You think you should find something to protect yourself with before descending into the violent unknown of your hive. Preferably a weapon you know well. Okay. I think I know what it is. It's this bat. Sports ball. You try to pull the Q-bat free, but it seems you wedged it in a little too tight. Whoops. You need something to help you pry it loose. Of course we do. Of course we do. It's a point and click. Paused right at the height of exciting sport. Okay. The crest of the Altonian Pro Arena Stickball League, with all 15 balls. In a real game of Arena Stickball, these are all different sizes, and each has its own distinct powers. Now, I could explain what that means, but I don't feel like it. It's all references to Homestuck stuff. The Thrashthirst Snow Globes are the best team to ever play the sport of lords. And that is simply all there is to say on the matter. Oh, that's... That line is like a recurring joke. For some reason. Playing for them is your dream. Oh. Well, it was, you guess. Oh. So you don't play it anymore? That's a shame. Your Zoltan Matzos Bobblenug figure is the jewel of your collection. You've taken some pretty good thumps to the nug bone in your day. The pusher is the only player allowed to score, so they're prime targets for the opposing defense. That helmet's so worn out it's basically worthless except for its sentimental value, which is still pretty low. Okay. Oh, what if we use the spoon to unwedge it? You wedge the bent spoon in between the hilt and the wall and... Yes, you got the Cubat. This thing packs a wallop, especially when the tip is chalked and it's carried by you. I'm honestly confused about how Arena Stickball works. Because it's very clearly based on pool or billiards, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, they were with the helmet and stuff, it kind of feels like... And the uniforms, it kind of feels like football, but then the bat, it makes it more like baseball. I have no idea what's going on. It's all silly and made up and we'll probably never get an explanation. Who this? Oh, this is the heiress? Oh, right. In Homestuck you never actually see, like, you never get a proper look at her face. She's just always, like, silhouetted. Your Imperial Edict mandated portrait of the heiress. The rules of your planet... She rules your planet with a perfectly manicured golden fist. You know it's perfectly manicured because she recently issued an Imperial memorandum about her new nail art. The drones outside are doing her dirty work. She'll have all the shiny top coat of blood after... She'll have a shiny top coat of blood after tonight. All of it common-hued, you're sure. Words. What's this? Oh, there's a teal blood. At least I assume, because they've got, like, teal lipstick and a tie. That's the only way you can really tell if they're not wearing a shirt with their... If they're not actively bleeding, you can only tell what color their blood is because they wear it. You subscribe to a wide variety of hip periodicals. Arena Stickball Illustrated, Grubs Diurnally. Those are the only titles you know. The rest always incorporate the magazine's name on the cover into some sick graphic design to the point you can't actually tell what the name is. This one with the graffiti of a muscle beast throwing up is usually about movies, though. Okay. Okay, let's leave. It's too dangerous to leave this way, the drones could see you. Safest bet is to go out through the back door. They'll probably spot you there too, but, well, your hive only has so many doors, okay. These... As a Rustblood, you're not permitted to have luxurious circular discs. Only the standard hexagons. What is this one? Oh. That is not a disc, that is a cup. Okay. Wait. What it... Oh, I can't click on that. I wanted to... It's like, has my man got a candy ball in front of the door? Probably not. That's probably like his keys or something. Oh, hello. Things are looking pretty nice out there, but Joey Alien needs your help. I was more so talking about the Lussus. Aw, oh, dang it, your Lussus is sleeping somewhere totally inconvenient again. Come on, wake up, Zeus smell is another reference. When the main character of Homestuck, when it first boots up, the second page of Homestuck is like giving the main character a name, and he's named Zeus Smell Poop Lord. But then he rejects that name and he gets an actual name. So I guess we'll go with Zeus Smell, why not? Move? Oh, it's actually... it's actually keeping? I did not realize it would actually keep that name. If I had known it wasn't just going to be a one-off gag, then I would have put more thought into the name. At first you're friendly and casual, as if you'd expect him to move easily. Then you try being polite, but a little distant. Your tone becomes annoyed, then firm, followed by stern, finally shifting to angered. Nothing works. You just can't reach him lately. The only thing Zeusmel seems to care about is his sloth treats. Okay, so we need to go find the instructions to the maze. What is this? A playbook for the burgundy blood pusher position in arena stickball. You still have dreams of being a star pusher, and studying these killer plays was going to help you take you to the top, but your play on the field never quite lived up to the athletic promise of your fantasies. Also, the closer your rites of maturation get, the more the sobering reality sinks in that you'll never get to play professionally. Life of butlering, here you come, you guess. I'm guessing this has the guide inside of it. You pick up the pusher playbook. Now, if a situation arises where you need to remember a particular play, you'll be well equipped to do so. You're resolved to keep an eye out for just such a contrivance. Okay, no. Let me have a look around first, just to make sure there's nothing else. Your grub slurry agitator is nice for when you want to throw some unagitated grub slurry into the agitating receptacle and enjoy some grub slurry that's been thoroughly agitated. Is this a blender? I'm going to assume it's a blender. Agitate grub slurry. You don't currently have any unagitated grub slurry that needs agitating in your grub slurry agitator. Whenever you do though, you always know right where to go. What's in the fridge? Grub juice hydration cylinders. Inside these cylindrical containers is grub juice, which can be used for hydration and storing reserves of psychic power. I am only just now realizing that the reason why a lot of the troll words might seem weird, and they just have really weird names, like how bedroom is respite block. Oh no, yeah, maybe. I was gonna say, it's like if there's like not a word for something in a language, so they just have to put two words together and that's how they make it. So like, they don't know what a bed is, but they know that the place they go to sleep is like their respite thing. That might explain it, but it also sounds really dumb. Eating an unranged cluck beast. Over. Okay, over is just egg. So that's just done for the sake of being more complicated. So never mind me, I don't know what I'm talking about. Eating an unranged cluck beast over is a great way to fill your acid tubes with horrifying parasites, who probably won't get along with your benevolent parasites, or your benign parasites. Ugh. These are still in here? Bile slaw really doesn't keep well. was a cake. Left over from Tetrarch Damak's early wriggling day party. He doesn't turn 7 sweeps for a couple wipes. But you wanted to celebrate him before his rites of maturation. Always useful in case you need to whip up a souffle. But you're bad at that. You're bad at that, but it's a mandatory part of your future job, so... Yeah, okay. I guess that was all just lore stuff. Anyway, let's go back and use the playbook on the thing. Because I assume that's what they want us to do. Not look, dingus. Oh wait, they know. Hold on. Why do they call it a respite block? If he calls this a rumpus room, they know the word for room. This is frickin' Land Before Time all over again. In Land Before Time, there's a species of dinosaur that they call rainbow faces, even though they don't know the word rainbow. They don't know the word rain, for that matter. It's all dumb. Is this how we do it? There we go, up. And then you go, yeah, the playbook was what we needed. Oh. You're getting exhausted. You just don't have the psychic stamina to make it all the way to the hole without dropping it. You need a quick pick-me-up. Grub juice. So now we go back, I suppose. Back and forth. Had to pad out somehow, I suppose. Oh, I could have gotten it and I just didn't. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. You pick up the grub juice hydration cylinders. Nice. Now if you need a quick restorative for your psychic stamina, you'll have just that in your hand instead of not having it like some kind of chump. Yeah, that was my fault. Back we go again. Oh, I should save. Just to be safe. Okie doke. Now let's try again, but this time we have the grub juice in our inventory. So hopefully that should keep us hydrated, and we don't actually have to use it. He'll just use it by himself, maybe. Yeah. There we go. That's gotta hurt, though. Just slamming a can against your head. Cans are not soft. There's a reason why they usually crush between 2 hard surfaces. Maybe troll skulls are just thicker than human ones. Now you can get the sloth treats. What a trial that was. Lucky he has such a slow metabolism. Grab. You grab the sloth treats. You know just what to do with these. Treat time. Is there anything else in here? There is not. Okay. Can I close it? Oh. So we're just gonna leave the vault open then, I guess. Down we go. Time to get our sloth out of the way. Oh, we can switch to Joey now if you want, but she's kinda locked in a room, so... Oh, he's sloth-based. You've got just the thing to get him moving. Here you go, Zoo Smell. There he is. Slowly getting up. It's kinda cute. Alright, let's have a look. It's the same line as before, so out we go. Oh. It's a thing. Looks like it might be some kind of software box. Okay, that's an oddly specific thing to think it is. It looks like a freaking white rectangle. Hmm? Oh. Oh no. Scratchware received. All future messages to and from this device are protected from third-party surveillance. As a special one-time offer, all past messages are protected as well. Do you agree that you are already subject to the terms of service? I'm vaguely unsettled by all of this. Oh no. That is a missile. Oh dear. Now back to Joey. Oh, but we have a thing now. Shiny. Hello? Hey Joey, it's Joey, right? Yeah, that's right, and you're Xerox. No, actually, I'm Zephyros. Oh, oops. Are you okay? What's going on? I thought we weren't supposed to talk. Yeah, something happened, though. I think it's safe now. What do you mean? Real quick, do you have a green and white symbol on your chat window now? Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that wasn't there before. Okay, I think we're safe then. To chat anyway. Okay, good. I still don't quite get what the danger is, but I guess I'm going to need to trust you if I have any hope of getting out of here. Well, some bad news on that front. A missile hit my hive and I'm buried under the debris in my lawn ring. A missile seems like the most pressing thing. A missile? I heard a big heavy thump a minute ago. Is that related? Oh yeah, that was probably the missile that nearly killed me. You need help way more than I do right now. I don't want to be a bother. Mood. There are often times when I need help and I don't want to ask for it because I don't want to bother anyone. But I was about to say something to those effects. I mean, I was gonna say I'm sorry I can't help you anymore and we're both stuck waiting to find out if the flames or the drones will reach us first. Nuts to that. I'm gonna save you. Aren't you stuck? I was, but that missile knocked some boxes over and I don't think I could have moved on my own. So in a weird way it kind of helped. Boxes? Yeah, they were blocking the vent shaft. I'm gonna climb up there and see where it leads. Wow, you're kinda like a real-life action hero, wow. Aw, shucks. Shucks. I want to help you the way you were gonna help me. And you're putting yourself at a lot more risk than I realized. I repeat. I've been meaning to ask, what the heck does that mean? Oh, you can use letters and numbers to make a little face. Tetrarch Damek told me he likes it when I smile. We have those where I'm from, but I don't know what the X means. Oh, those are my horns. Your horns? Yeah. Like this guy, like the guy from the screensaver? I think so. That's probably not me, though. But those are real? Do you not have horns? I thought they were out of frame. No, I don't have horns. Jeez. What a question. That's so weird. And cool. You really are an alien. I never thought I'd meet one. Well, today's your lucky day. Or I mean, it really seems to not be that, but you understand what I'm going for here. I think so, yeah. I'll be there as quick as I can, so apply pressure to the wounds and try not to move too much. It's okay. The weight of the rubble crushing my body is pressing down on my wounds and preventing me from moving at all. You okay, Zephyros? Man, Xerox, buddy, we've really got to work on your concept of what's okay. Okay, so now we have a cube of unknown origin or use, and we have a vent. The vent shaft was revealed when that missile strike knocked over some boxes. You could probably fit inside if you had to. Alright, we didn't actually look at like this stuff, and now it seems like we can't really. You don't really know what all this is about. You would kind of like to never find out, please. Is this the same? Oh. This seems to be a map, but you don't recognize the shapes of any of the landmasses depicted on it. Oh well, actually, now that you think about it then, they maybe do look kind of familiar, but you're not sure where you would have seen them before. Interesting. Alright, into the vent we go. Crawling through the vents. Oh geez. Things do be happening. And now we're here. Hey, I made it through the vent shaft. Wow. That's pretty exceptional. Well, gosh, thank you. It was a little creepy and in retrospect fairly dangerous. Or should I say it was more dangerous than I expected? Well, I would rather you didn't, honestly. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay, but typing quirks are kind of... I've noticed you don't really have one, but, they're kind of a thing that's exclusive to you, you know? I mean, it's okay if they're used occasionally by someone you're close to. So no offense, but I don't know you like that. Know you that well yet. Ah, I see. Well, I'm sorry. Well, I am sorry. I will know better from now on. No, I'm probably being weird about it. I'm sorry. You had no way of knowing. Zephyros, it's okay to tell people when they do something that bothers you. Better to express how you feel than sit on it forever while the other person has no idea. What kind of foundation for a friendship would that be? Oh. Yeah, you're right. By the way, how much rubble are you covered in exactly? I'm not sure how I'm going to get you out of there. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get you out of there. Oh, that won't be too hard if you can find my hover pad. It's around there somewhere. I used to move my Lustus around, but Tetrarch Damek borrowed it. To move some guns, I think. Or maybe his drums. Oh, bad timing. Well, I mean, it was a couple sweeps ago. I guess it's pretty much his now. You know what they say, your hive is my hive. Actually, that's mostly what the Tetrarch says as he's taking my stuff. Okay, that's nice, but where is this hover pad exactly? Oh right, sorry. It's fine, I just don't want you to bleed to death or whatever while typing. I think it's probably still in the Tetrarch's loft above his respite block. Do you know where you are now? Not really, but... It's kind of dark and creepy. I don't want to make you anxious, but that describes, every block in the Tetrarch's hive. Great. I'll message you when I've made some progress. Some more progress, I suppose. Okay, yeah. I think I'm about to pass out from blood loss, so I'm gonna chill for a little while. Yeah, okay. Okay, Zephyros. Oh, this is the respite block, because you got the tube where you sleep in. Why did she move over this way? I didn't click here. This desk is in pretty lousy shape on account of the guns piled on top of it. If you need to get any last-minute paperwork done, look elsewhere. What is this? Looks like some kind of big weird book. Okay. You pick up the, let's see, it looks like this is the Big Book of Beasts. You flip through, glancing at tons of monsters at various levels of weird, cute, scary, and spectacular. You can use this to learn more about the weird alien life on this weird alien planet. Neat. Cool. Steer clear. Well, alright, best case scenario, this is a grotesque sack of goo. This grotesque sack of goo is some sort of alien bathtub that someone forgot to drain. Worst case scenario, it's an extremely poisonous toilet. I'm pretty sure it's his bed. Steer clear. You aren't going anywhere near Damek's clogged toilet or whatever this is. Maybe it's the egg that he hatched out of. It's gross, whatever it is. These movies kind of look like not your thing, really. No judgment, you just don't know. You just don't want these weird posters at all. What is this? This looks like some kind of safe, you guess? Hard to be sure given your current surroundings, but it seems to fit the usual profile. Damek seems pretty paranoid, and even if you could crack this safe, it probably wouldn't be, safe to do so. Okay. What the heck? Oh, it's, I thought it was just a little figurine inside a lava lamp, but no, it's, there's a UFO and he's abducting him. Pretty solid looking door. Hopefully there's a way to open it. You're feeling a little boxed in. There isn't a handle, okay. The handprint is probably how this door is opened? Or maybe it just means that the room on the other side is room 4, or room hand. Or maybe that's the obvious local sign for lethal monsters do not enter. Either way, this thing doesn't seem... Oh. So I can't... No dice, I guess it's out of power maybe. Do I need to put, like, the cube in here? Looks like it fit pretty nicely, but then again, this Damek guy seems a little paranoid and extremely dangerous. You don't know if you should be cracking his safe. Succeeding might be hazardous to your health. Okay, but I need to power this. Okay, what else do we have? Maybe we put the book here? Oh. You pick a page at random and accidentally spend a few minutes reading about Muscle Beast pectoral tomb sense. Okay. Maybe you should just use this on Lucises that you actually encounter. Also hope that you never encounter that one. What is this? There's this big, messy pile of weapons and percussion instruments. It's really hampering your ability to use... Oh, there are stairs here? What stairs? I don't see any stairs. Although McGruff the crime dog has never explicitly covered any of this in his safety lectures, you probably shouldn't try to climb a pile of guns. Okay. Move. You can't just up and move such a formidable pile with your fleshy, unsalted hands. Attempting this feat would be embarrassing and time-consuming and incredibly dangerous. Yeah, okay. What am I supposed to do then? I wasn't looking at the desk. Okay. Look over here then. You see the medium book of beasts, the small book of beasts, and several beasts collected in random order in a book. Okay. Oh cool, more guns, thrilling. No. So what am I supposed to do then? Am I allowed to switch to... The sloth is slowly moving the rubble out of the way. I assume there's nothing we can do with him anymore. Hey. Game, let me switch. Alright, so I need to figure out... Oh, we still have the pigeon! Byers is incredibly incapable of picking the lock on a weird-looking alien safe. You assume. Maybe you should have more faith in the little guy. What if we throw some pogs at it? This high-tech safe is absent a low-tech pog slot. Wow, way to reinvent the wheel, Damek. Hold on. Oh, is it not in my frequently used? Where's the there it is. Pog. Pog slot. Wow, way to reinvent the wheel, Damek. The heck am I supposed to do? I'm clearly missing. Oh, I haven't clicked on the rubble. Hey, you can see the portal from here. Right through this giant hole you made when you inadvertently laser beamed yourself into Damek's home. You hope you're not responsible for any of this damage. I can't go through, okay. What's over here? The beautiful deer cat looks like the deer cat. But, are they common here? Or something? Okay. Okay, that's all we got. I am very lost. Oh, maybe. Maybe I gotta use my tap dancing. This pile looks a little more volatile than the cardboard box variety you're used to. You think maybe you should look for another way to move it. Like one that isn't you standing next to a pile of probably loaded guns stomping your feet a lot. I am very lost. Because, like, I would have assumed it's just, hey, stick this thing into here. Don't know if you should be cracking the safe. Okay, I can't speak to Zephyros right now, it seems. What if I throw some treats down the hole? No? Don't even have anything to say, okay. What if I if you run down the battery, you have no idea where you get more. Better save it for when you really need it. Okay. What if we dance around these? You're graceful, but this is just incredibly dangerous. Between the pile of death and the pit of death, it's way too risky. Okay, well, if we're going to be stuck here, it seems this might end up... Oh! Oh! I know. How's it going? Good, good, good. I got a little stuck, but I think I know what I gotta do now. You pick a pair... What do you mean? There's a thing here. Use the book to look it up. Okay. Sorry, I'm not very talkative. That's fine. That's fine. If you've seen me in other people's chats, normally... Oh, you're a little sick? Oh. I hope you get better soon. I hope it's nothing too serious. Yeah. I mean, if you see me in other people's chats, normally... It might seem like I'm talkative, but that's just because I'm, like, spamming emojis, because that's easier for me to... Easier for me to do than actually talking. Just a typical air vent. You're a master worker sometimes. Previously repurposed as a human vent, but it mostly deals in air. Okay, I am... Is this... Okay, so this is hint, I suppose. It's lovely to see you in my neighborhood, but I always believe you have other demands on your time at the moment, as I always... What? What? Safe. Open it. Joey, please. Joey, please explain. Explain what you need from me. Why is it a hand if it's not letting me click on it? What if we just heckin' throw some pogs at it? Though these were the crummiest discs you've ever seen, and... You thought these were the crummiest discs you'd ever seen, and then you saw those symbols shaped like saw blades. Jeez, Damak, everyone gets it, you're a bad boy. What is this? Is that cooking spray or something? What if we spray it? You can't spell saffron without safe. That's pretty much all you've got for this obscure item combination. You didn't really expect it to open the safe, so you're not too disappointed by the underwhelming comedic payoff of your completionism. So, what if we hold this up? Oh, I'm so heckin' stupid. We have a glowy sphere, it has a glowy light on it. Of course. No, what did I say sphere? That was very clearly a cube. Hey. Hi Joey, how's it going? Not great. I accidentally put everything in lockdown? Or maybe it was in lockdown before and I somehow got past one door. That's probably it. The Tetrarch has extremely high security. What's the deal? Is he really paranoid or is your planet really dangerous? It must be if everyone's house is full of guns. Actually, my hive is pretty different. It's a lot cleaner for one thing. And it has a tree growing in it for my lussus. And there's no guns. Wow, that sounds really nice. What does he even need so many guns for anyway? Well, I guess it's okay to tell you since you're another Rustblood. But don't tell anyone else. It's a major secret. I don't know a single other person on your planet. Oh, right. Okay, but, yeah. So, we're rebelling. It's okay, you can take a minute. I know it's a lot to process. Rebelling against what? The man? No, the heiress is a girl. Oh, right, you're an alien, okay. So, context, the heiress is a murdering tyrant who holds the whole planet in her wicked Finny fist. Finny? Yeah, she's a sea dweller, and a fuchsia blood, one of only two. The other one... yeah, well, she's really far away all the time, leading the conquest of other galaxies or whatever. Which is lucky for us, because she's incredibly powerful. Not so lucky for the people of other galaxies, though. Huh? Oh yeah, that's true. But anyway, the heiress is enough to deal with. The other Highbloods follow her, and of course she has her drone army. Well, of course, ain't that the way? ain't that always just the way? Yeah. I was kidding, I don't know what Highbloods or drone armies or anything are. Hate to be all, hi, I'm new here to your planet, can you gradually bring me up to speed on literally everything? Watch in amazement as I stun you with my penetrating cluelessness, and feast your eyes on my badly executed jokes. You're pretty upbeat about all this. I think if I was suddenly shot across the galaxy or whatever, I'd be flipping out. Aren't you currently bleeding under a ton of rocks? I guess so. It's kind of annoying to have no idea what's going on. Okay, well the drones are the things flying around outside. They'll take us into custody if they see us, assuming they don't kill us outright by firing missiles into our bodies until we're dead. Oh, yeah. Okay, well... A lot of this can wait until we get you to safety. I'm gonna find your hoverpad now. Talk to you soon. It's a living. What is that? Why is that a... Why is the icon for that achievement a lampshade? Are we lampshading something? What's over here? I was gonna look through the window, but it seems we have a different point of view now. Oh, gross. Someone left food out and a big bug got into it. Or he eats bugs. Possibly that's all anyone eats here. I think I got those words the wrong way, the wrong order, but, you know. It still made sense. You really, really wish you'd eaten something before you got here. I mean, you have dog treats. That could work. You assume this is a trophy for a Best Terracat Menace Fawn Thrash Bronco in show. Will it let me identify it now? You won't get the information you need by researching a model. Okay. And I still can't look out the window. Doesn't seem to be anything here of use. Let me just check the other side of the room again. Wow, a big TV screen. You're kinda blown away. This Tetrarch Damak guy is obviously some kind of millionaire moneybags. No VCR though, weird. A computer! You wonder if Damak ever makes his own video games as a mean of hashing out his problems, like Clarissa does. Clarissa is so cool. A little glitching out there, but okay. Okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. Who locks the door to their kitchen? Is he worried someone is going to steal his... Okay, there's no way he eats bugs, right? What about this? This hole is what you get when you build an elevator down to your house, while at the same time not caring if people fall down the holes. The platform is down in the basement, and you can still hear the sound of that wild animal below. Yeah, okay. What is over here? That is a lot of bugs. This imagery is completely opaque to you. It must have some sort of deep cultural significance to the inhabitants of this world. Maybe. Now, what if I walk back over this way? Is there anything else I can look at? What's over here? The feed from the top monitor shows what looks like the room you were in a moment ago. It's weird to see it from this perspective. Also, the room looks slightly different than you remember. Does it? Looks the same to me. The left one seems to be an error message. But you don't recognize the other two at all. Wait, is that Zephyros in the bottom one? His big monster parent thing is helping him out. And that's you are supremely creeped out. Whoever threw the spear is definitely the most intimidating though. So it's a good thing they don't seem to be around. The door is pretty intimidating. The spear sticking it through it though manages to... Okay, I think that's a typo. Did you not look at this door before trying? It's insanely dangerous out there. If you want to make a run for it across the street, you better be fast. Which I am apparently not. Is there anything else we can click on here? Get out of the way, Joey. No, it would seem there is nothing. Which means I am now, once again, confused as to what to do. You know, I was worried we were going to clear this too fast, and I'd have to hurriedly set up Act 2. But it seems like that won't be an issue. Or maybe I can look down the hole with this. Nope, apparently not. Seems that won't be an issue because I am getting stuck. Is this just the computer? Yeah. Let me go back to Zephyros again, just, is there anything I can do here? You've been pinned by the ruins of your destroyed Gander precipice. You think? You can't really see all that well, well at the moment. Luckily, it seems your body shielded your tablet from most of the rubble. Hooray! Ow, 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 ow. Move. You try, but it's too heavy. Zeus Smell is working on it. But at the rate he's going, it might be old age that does you in. Can I psychic my way out of here? You try removing the rocks with the power of the mind, but your mind is not very powerful. Okay. From the powerless depths of your crumbly pile, you take a solace in the mercy that at least there's no claw gunk in here with you. What the heck is claw gunk? Oh, that's not what I meant to go back to Joey. Now, we have to figure out, or maybe I can send Bird down the hole. If you let him go down there, you're not confident he'd be able to find his way back. And yeah, he'd just have to follow the light, but Bias isn't as smart as most moths. Yeah, okay. The hole is not a pet, it is simply a round absence of floor. That is not round, Joey, what are you talking about? What if we ballerina our way down there? You could very easily avoid the hole in the floor. You don't have to use any of your impressive dancer's grace to do it. Cool. Oh, maybe because Joey mentioned that the room seems different, we're supposed to go back into the room and see what's there. It looks like, actually, you weren't powering the... It looks like you weren't powering the door up with the power cell as you thought. From the override detected lockdown re-engage message, it seems like you were hacking it, sorta. Let's go with hacking. Oh hey, the tablet's doing the thing again. Oh cool. All I had to do was click on the thing. I am smart. Oh jeez. Now there's two of them. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Do I need to grab the right ones, or...? Yes. Hey Xerox, you there? Can't really go anywhere else with the debris slowly crushing my body. Oof, right, sorry. It's okay. I'll be there soon. Try to hang in there. Okay, I'll try. I'm going to pass out a little now. Wait, real quick. I'm having trouble with this security puzzle, you could call it. I solved the one in the basement, no sweat, but this one seems kind of different. Security puzzle? Oh, you mean the serpent ROM that Tetrarch Namek rigged up to his power hexagrid? Because it's Snake, so they gotta call it Serpent, of course. I wouldn't have used those words, but if you think that's what I'm talking about, it probably is. There's another one? A different one? I think so. The start screen is different anyway. And the power is still on, so I don't know what it would be connected to. His Hive security, probably. He's always tinkering with it to make it more complex. Yeah, for the one in the basement, I only had to eat the letters. But now they're different? There's different letters to eat, and I don't know what letters to eat, if that makes sense. Oh, it's probably XXXXXXX. Oh, really? No, wait, sorry, I mean, yeah, I got it. No, that's not it. What? I keep typing it, but it gets changed to a bunch of X's. Maybe it's that new security software I installed? It must stop me from posting my password to the chat. Really? Let me try. Mrs. Taylor Thomas 80. Can you see that? Mrs. Taylor Thomas 80? OMG. What's that? No? You told me it would turn into X symbols. Well, you're using the Tetrarch's tablet. It wouldn't know your password. I can't believe I did that. I'm sorry, I'm going home. I can never show my face on this planet ever again. Mrs. Taylor Thomas seems like a nice password. I'd never guess that. You must be really smart, Joey. No, apparently I'm super stupid. What's so embarrassing about it? Everybody makes mistakes. It's just... Well, I guess it's the name of a boy I like. Really? Don't tell anyone, but that's what my password is too. Oh? Do you have a girl you like? Oh no, it's a boy. Oh, for some reason I thought you were a boy all this time. I am. Oh. Huh. I mean, I don't think that little exchange was necessary, but you know. I guess they got to establish stuff at some point. Although I guess, yeah, Joey is from the past, from our point of view, so I guess maybe it's not as... people aren't as open about that sort of thing from her time. So I'm not to rush you or anything, but I'm still dying in rocks. About the security console. Yeah, about that. Can you, like, give me a hint? It's the name of our band, but there's a couple different ways to spell it. And that's pretty weird. Yeah, we keep going back and forth between the and the I actually don't know which one it is right now. Well, I'll scout around and see if I can find something. He's bound to have it written down somewhere, or something, right? I hope so. I'm gonna conserve my strength a little bit, and maybe getting kind of dead. Hang in there, I'll be there as soon as I can. Okie doke, we gotta find like a band poster or something. Well, at least we're not stuck anymore. Now we know we have an objective. I would assume it would be written up here, but apparently not. And not there either. Okay. Maybe it's up here? No. Okay. Is it on this? Not what I meant to click on. Not what I meant to click on. Okay. Cool. So somewhere here. Oh wait! The poster in Zephyros's room. Blah blah blah. Joey, look at the poster. Yeah, okay, I guess that was wrong. That's a shame. I thought I was real smart. Any of these post-it notes? No? Oh, look. Here we are. This could potentially lead to something. Geez, Damek really doesn't like this fish lady, huh? You don't see what the whole deal is, but she seems pretty stylish. At least from what you can make out on the little lunatic scribblings. Okay, never mind. Apparently this was not what we were looking for. Is there more eye symbols anywhere? That's just part of that. Move out of the way, Jody. Okay then. There's gotta be something somewhere. Oh. I'm heckin' stupid. I was just sitting right there in the open. Damek is going back and forth between the Grubbles and the Grubbles several times. The Grubbles. It's spelled the exact same. What? The Grubbles seems to be the current favorite, though at least until he crosses it out and writes another one underneath it. Okay. I guess we gotta spell out the Grubbles. I hope I don't actually have to remember what the letters look like. Oh look, it's up in the top corner. Cool. Alright, let's go. Come on, game. Do I have to click? Oh, I have to click, okay. So I guess I just got lucky the first few times. There we go. And I assume it's this? Then this. Then the bee-looking one. The bee-looking one again. The swoosh. Oh. A master of snake I am not. Okay, this one to start. Wait. Why is it called serpent if this is clearly like this isn't a snake. This is a heckin' centipede. Oh yeah, this is the right one. Then we want the bee. It would be nice if that other snake moved out of the way. We want the bee again, then the swoosh. The swoosh, and then we want the... Oh. Yeah, the Z. And then the end thing. There we go. There we go, it's open. All the doors are open. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on, I just want to check. Because I can't tab out. Let me just check my stream. Okay, good. This is all showing up on screen. I was a little worried that maybe after I messed around with stuff, you know, when I had to reopen the game, it just didn't, you know, appear on the thing or whatever. Well, I figured out the game, but the monster chased me into the, I'm fairly confident this is a kitchen. It's really gross, but anyway, keeping you informed. Monster? Wait, sorry, I'm a little woozy. The deer cat. Oh yeah, I remember, the Tetrax lussus. Okay, sure. Hey, while we have a second, maybe you can fill me in on what that means? What means? What's a lussus? Wow. What? That's... just about the saddest thing I've ever heard get said. Yeah, cultural differences, etc. Can you bring me up to speed on this wild beast stalking me? Why does Damek even have a crazy cat monster in his house? Well, it's not usually crazy. Your Lussus takes care of you. Protects you from wild monsters and also from dying from whatever, you know? I guess mine's not too good at that since I'm still being crushed by heavy debris. Oh. Oh, so this is supposed to be replying to the, you know, even though there was a message in between. Sure. Not really? Are they all, beasts? Well, yeah, what else would they be? And they're always this rambunctious? I mean, it seems like it'd be pretty crazy if anyone... seems like it'd be pretty crazy if everyone in your family had their own rip-snorting monster. What's a family? It's some adults and their kids, or one adult and some kids, or some kids and their babysitter in the conspicuous absence of a father who isn't garbage. Adults? Yeah, why? Adults live on your planet? Yeah, of course. Is that not where they live? For you? For your adults? Sorry, this is somehow the weirdest thing you've said. Once you come of age, you get sent off planet for your ordeals. And that's it? Nobody ever comes back? Ever? No exceptions. There are no adults on Alternia. Wow, I think this might be another wow, I'm an alien conversation. Better say it for when you're not pinned under a bunch of rocks. Probably. I'm gonna have to rest us in a sec. Okay, well, I'm going to focus on finding the hover pad. I'll let you know when I do. Thanks, Joey. I'm gonna focus on maintaining consciousness, I think. Good plan. Stay alive. Kid power. Jeez, that was awful. Sorry, bye. Alright, kitchen. Let's see what we can find. We're starting to come up to the time when I would normally be thinking about ending stream, but I feel like we're getting closer. Closer to the end, and I want to finish Act 1 today, so that next time we play, we can play Act 2. This is probably a fridge, right? You get the sense that this is a fridge, given its fridge shape and placement in what is obviously the kitchen. Okay. The Crux. Wow, that's a really stupid name for a canned beverage. What is that? That is a nice emote there, Node. Are those teeth? You remind yourself not to have any birthdays here. It could be anything in there. You're not about to open Pandora's doggy bag to find out. Did he just hurl like a handful of eggs into the fridge and leave them like that? Boys, you swear. Grub sauce, huh? You wonder if everyone on this planet eats nothing but bugs. Or maybe it's just stomach. That would be worse somehow. This is Lussus milk. Milk for Lussuses? Milk from Lussuses? Either way, gross. But maybe it'll calm down that monster. You take the Lussus milk, maybe this'll calm the beast? Is that a pizza? This pizza must commit all sorts of pizza sins. Seeing as the tastes and sensibilities of the human race were not considered during its creation. Perhaps completely unworthy of the name pizza. This is Cruel-Aid? Oh, you get it. This place is kind of horrible. This a microwave? It's really gross. Maybe you should clean it? Yeah, you definitely traveled to a strange alien world to deep clean this guy's kitchen. That's how you live your life, for sure. I don't even know what I'm looking at, but sure. Those are some dishes, and they are dirty, and they are 100% not your problem. The dishes are too filthy to use, and you're definitely not cleaning them. You're not Damex made. The cabinet is empty, kind of a running theme today, also for most of your life. Wait. There's a bowl in the back. A clean bowl. Maybe Damek missed it too. That would explain why it's actually clean. So I'm guessing we put this in here. There we go. We have a bowl of milk. Use it on the door, I guess. Here we go. Aww. It's cute. You hear the deer cat slurping the milk right on the other side. You would startle it if you went through this way. Okay. Up we go then, I guess. That looks like a hoverpad. A hoverpad! This really is the future. Which would mean this is by which you mean this is an alien planet or something. Wait, is this the future? Unknown. Zephyros says this is his, but it looks like Damek has, other ideas. Oh well, Damek isn't here, and you can help Zephyros with it, and help Zephyros by returning it. I found the hoverpad. Hover sled? Whatever it's called. I got it, and I can come save you. Excellent! Although I think I'm a little boxed in. Between this and the deer cat and the pile of guns and drums, I don't really have a clear path. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Well, the Tetrarch made some pretty excessive modifications to my hoverpad. That might be able to help. Oh, excessive. Oh. Typing quirks can be dumb sometimes. Yeah, that guy doesn't sound like he has a good sense of respect for boundaries or personal property. Oh, he hates it. Tetrarch Damek says the concept of private property is a vehicle for the exploitation of the tools by which the high blood subjugate the low blood underclass. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm new here. I guess I can't really comment, I guess. Anyway, it'll be back in your hands now, so problem solved. Yay! I think I accidentally skipped a message, but oh well. Do we just use this to, like, fly our way out of here or something? Okay, unselect it. So I can have a look around. This big messy pile of weapons and percussion instruments is really hampering your ability to use these stairs. Sheesh! That's clearly not the way it was meant to be read, but... Sheesh. Sheesh. I can't even say it right. My voice is crap. Why do these all have the same dorky symbol on them? Boys, you swear. What luck! A vet med kit, just like the one you forgot to bring along for the trip. Well, maybe it could easily be some lame normal med kit for non-veterinarians, but you're optimistic. Okay. Just think of all the possibilities for alien animal care held in this little kit. You kinda regretted not taking the one from your bedroom. But this more than makes up for that absurd blunder. Okay. So I assume we're supposed to go back down and use this here med kit on... Oh, maybe I use this. My god. Okay, what if I use the med kit? We've seen the frickin' dude, why? With this stuff you'll have everything you need to treat and any hurt animals who cross your path, even alien ones. Actually, with this stuff in particular, maybe exclusively alien ones. Okay. So this doesn't work. And this one also doesn't work. Lovely. I definitely know what I'm doing right now. I feel like we're right at the end, too. Guess we can look at this stuff. It looks like Damek is pretty into guns. You resolve to be a little more cautious when solving his goofy paranoia puzzles. Also, if you ever, like, meet him in person. You know, it sure is convenient how they use all of these, like, alien alphabet letters. But the anarchy symbol is still an A. It just has horns. Because of course. Of course. What's up here? These bands look pretty cool. Is that... That's a freaking Green Day album. These bands look pretty cool. Like, not exactly your thing, but pretty cool nevertheless. Damn. Can't believe I actually recognized something. Something music related. Like real people music, not weeb music. Looks like Damek has speakers all over his house. You know, for a guy who's apparently obsessed with conspiracy and secrecy, he sure seems to be kind of a showy jackass. Yeah, okay, Joey. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to use the hoverpad? To, like... No. Okay. What if I ballet my way out? Yeah, but there's nowhere else to go through. Oh, wait. We have the pad now. So we can move the stuff out of the way. Presumably. I'm dumb. Not how I expected that to work, but sure. Yeah, okay. If the Tetraxylus is upset, it might have gotten... gotten. Because it's a 10. Gotten hurt. Got X? Oh, got 10. That's cute. Anyway, I did see a whole lot of blood smeared up to a huge hole in the floor. Oh no! Well, it was brown, so it's pretty old. I'm not sure what you mean. The Tetrarch is a bronze blood. Okay, so that's either Damek or his Lussus, and it's recent. Wait. Okay, you've been saying things about blood color, but a lot, but I've been assuming it was metaphorical. Are you saying members of your species literally have different colors of blood? Yeah, I'm a rust blood. Bronze rust, so it's a metals thing? No, it's my color. I'm actually a burgundy blood, but maybe this isn't the best time to talk about all this. Yeah, I'll be glad to tell you all about the blood on our planet when I'm not leaking so much of it on the ground. Well, I really thought I'd be dead by now. Yeah, okay. Don't worry, I'm coming as soon as I figure a way past this wild beast. Maybe I can give him a treat. I do have some pet treats. What's a pet? I think it would be a little weird if I described it to you, given the fact that it sounds like... Given the fact that you were like... It sounds like raised by one? Hmm? Let's move on. Maybe I can sneak past him. Pretty unlikely. Wait, are you the kind of alien that's invisible and silent? No. Yeah, no chance then. Maybe I can outrun him. I'm surprised he's been chasing you. That's not really like him. Well, now that you mention it, he didn't exactly chase me. I think this all might be a misunderstanding. He's probably upset. With Damek missing and everything that happened before you got here. I mean, they They can be kind of frustrating, Lussuses, I mean. They mean well and they try to take care of you, but they don't always know what they're doing. And it's not always easy to understand them, you know. Yeah, I have someone like that. Oh? Yeah, my babysitter. You'd love her. Her name has an X in it. Well, okay, if we have an upset beast on our hands, there's really only one thing to do. Yeah? Joey Clare, amateur veterinarian, is going pro. Be right back. Oh wait, this way. Descend. And now we're here. And we can't take this thing. Okay. I don't know what supposedly changed, it looked the same to me, but sure. Okie doke. Let's use the book on you. You flip through the pages. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Its scientific name is apparently the cuspidated grimalkin. Ahem. The cuspidated... I'm getting tempted to do a David Attenborough voice, but I don't think that's a good idea. The cuspidated grimalkin is a chimerical union of predator and prey, with the strengths of both, long retractable claws and razor-sharp teeth, alongside the defensive crown of stabbing horns, the speed for lightning-quick dashes, and the endurance to run entire nights without tiring. Proud and resplendent, cuspidated grimalkin, I don't know, prefer to bond with bronze-blooded wigglers, in whom they sense a strong natural aptitude for leadership. Such aspirations in low blood are grounds for culling, of course, and the primary cause of death for cuspidated grimalkin is in the defense of their treasonous wards. Anecdotal accounts suggest that those cuspidated grimalkin who manage to survive the death of their wards will typically seek out a similarly orphaned troll, and attempt to bond with them. Although the selection process is naturally rather mysterious due to its staggering illegality. Several anatomical diagrams are included from these, and you think you're going to be able to treat the deer cat, which is what you're going to continue calling it for now. Cuspidated grimalkin is a bit of a mouthful. Indeed it is. Let us treat the grimalkin. Am I clicking on the right spot? I am not. There we go. Aww. Oh, wow, what a cutie. But what's his name? You can ask Zephyros, you guess, but you feel like there's something between the two of you now. Something merits a new one. I guess since we stuck with Zeus Smell, I guess we'll stick with the default name for the deer cat as well. Cornerbuster, apparently. Which I don't think... Hey, we got the achievement, Insufferable Zeus Smell. Cornerbuster seems to be doing better. And so are you. You helped out an alien animal. This is a pretty big win for you, and you're riding high, despite the bizarre and frightening circumstances. And speaking of riding... Let's go! You're the deer cat Peter rider. Now that I'm thinking about it... Oh, I'm suddenly pretty nervous about how I'm going to get over there. I keep seeing shadows of huge, hulking things flying around outside. Yeah, the crossing won't be easy. I'm sorry. Is it always this hard to get across the street? No. I mean, not usually. Things got pretty intense. How do you mean? Somebody we were supposed to be meeting up with didn't show. Or maybe they did and it went bad. Really, I don't know. Damek didn't tell me what was happening. And I screwed everything up, and I know it. You really should stay there. I don't want you to risk getting hurt because of me. You weren't gonna risk it for me. Yeah, that's true, I guess. No guessing necessary. I didn't realize how brave you were being. Thank you. It means... it means a lot. Why did she type it out like that? What? It means a lot, okay. But... no buts. Except yours. Which I'm saving. Are you sure? Extremely. Oh! We'll be there in a flash. Excellent. Wait, we? Okay, but why are you using the torch? Is it not bright enough outside? There's a giant lit billboard over there. I guess it does look like night. Hey, we're here. Oh geez, is that you under the rubble? I mean, I assume it is. I hope so. Not that I want you to get crushed under rubble. I hope it didn't happen in... Was it raining? I think it might be raining. I can't tell. Good thing I didn't do the laundry today. I hope it didn't happen enough that I'd mistake you for someone else being crushed under rubble. No, it's me. I was lucky. Lucky? Left for dead, covered up, but not hurt badly enough to actually die. The ones who got cold on sight, or snatched up to be cold later, probably in some sick high-blood spectacle. They weren't as lucky as me. This is what you're rebelling against? The drone things? No. I mean, not really. The heiress is in charge, and the drones obey her. It's her birthright. So why is she doing this? I have no idea. Lowbloods get cold for anything and everything, or no reason at all. She doesn't have to have one. Or maybe our subgrub being on fire make a really sick selfie background. Are you serious? She sounds terrible. Yeah, no kidding. It's like the Tetrarch says. The slow, the soft, the unlucky, the troublemakers. Anyone who doesn't jump when the heiress snaps her webby little fingers. They get rounded up and slaved or slaughtered. Especially rustbloods. Like me. This is terrible. Your neighborhood is on fire. You're buried in rubble. Like you said, this is why we're rebelling. This is so awful. Why hasn't someone already put a stop to this? My subgrub is full of lowbloods. We don't matter. Nobody who cares. Nobody who does matter cares. All this is taking out the garbage. It's always been this way. Nobody does anything about it. Especially not gutterbloods. Like me, we're mostly good at laying down to die. XD. But you're rebelling, right? So you are doing something. That's not me. That's the Tetrarch. Tetrarch Damek is different. He's amazing. I wish you could meet him. He always does things like he's in a movie where he's the star. You know? He put the whole thing together. The rebel plan, the rebel network, the plan, all of it. But without him, we don't have a chance. He was the one everyone talked to, and now he's gone. He's gone, and I'm alone. I'm slow and soft and stupid. 3 different flavors of no. I'm just a nothing little gutter blood nobody. No! What? This Damek guy, he sounds like he stinks. What? Okay, I'm sorry, but you talk about him constantly and not a single word you've said doesn't make him sound like an awful bully. No, it's not like that at all. He's just looking out for me. Open your eyes. Why do you think you're really saying these terrible things? It's not like I don't know where you're coming from. Sometimes my pa makes me feel just rotten. And I think am I the reason he's never around? What's wrong with me? What makes my own father not want to see me? That's a load of garbage. The only person responsible for the terrible things he does is him. You don't understand. Me and the Tetrarch have been together since we were grubs. We were fated to be... that's a Homestuck word, I don't know how to pronounce it. We were fated to be Moirails. You wouldn't get it because you're an alien. I need him. No, you don't. I may not know anything about the social customs of this crazy alien planet, but I know that a real friend would never stand by and let you think and say those things about yourself. I don't think you're nothing. In fact, I know you're not nothing. You've got plenty of your own bravery. Just because this fighting back was his idea, doesn't mean it didn't take courage to see it through. And you are going to risk everything to save me, an alien you'd never even met. That's the bravest thing I've ever heard get tried. You really think so? Yeah. I believe in you, Zephyros. Wow, you remembered my name this time. Yes. That's because you made such a big impression on me. And we're such good friends. And I'd be really sad if you gave up and died under these rocks. Oh man. That actually means a lot to me. I never even dreamed that something like this could happen for someone like me. Zephyros, I'm going to do my absolute best to raise the standard of your friendship to a point where having your name remembered is not the nicest thing anyone has ever done for you. I'm not alone after all. I've got Joey Alien here to save me. And tell me what to do. Well, no, we're in this together. Oh, yeah, right. Thanks, Joey. Now, let's get you out of there and then we can figure out what's next. Are you sure you don't know anyone who can help us? I kind of don't even know what kind of help we need, but it seems we do. Well, I do know someone, but they don't exactly live nearby. It'll be a journey. Are you sure they'll help us? Oh yeah, she hates the heiress. And she's our biggest fan. That's good enough for me. Now hold still, I'm gonna get you out of there. Let's go! Hoverpad. Which... okay, that's not how I thought we'd do it. But I guess that works. And here they are meeting for the first time. Let's go. I feel like there's probably supposed to be music playing there, but I can't hear it. It seems too quiet. Okay, now I can hear it. For some reason it's quieter than the rest of the game. And I think... oh no. Well, that's a thing. And there's the heiress. It did make a sick selfie background. I think that's the end of Act 1. There we go, Act 1. Kansas City Shuffle. Why is it called that? GG. Oh! Lobo, hello! Hello! Melody 2 Pro. How are you? I'm good, I'm good. I'm probably going to be ending soon actually. Because I wanted to beat Act 1 today, and we just got through it. Damn, it's okay, it's okay. I would keep going, but I don't think my throat's gonna be able to handle it. And also I need to get some lunch. I get you. Thank you for showing up, I appreciate it. Next time I'll be quicker, it's fine. To be perfectly honest, I was considering rescheduling today's stream because it was gonna be at the same time as your collab, but then the collab got called off. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm not clashing with their stream. I need to get to sleep too? Alright. Rest well, Node. Silly Node got sick, yeah. He told me as much. I hope it's nothing serious and you're able to recover pretty soon. Alright, the credits got boring, but I don't want to click out of it because if I tab out, then the game might crash and I haven't saved in a while. Oh! Oh, Toby Fox worked on this? I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because he did work on Homestuck, but for some reason that surprised me. Man. Well, I think so far he worked on Homestuck. Yeah. He did some of the music. Megalovania. Like Megalovania first appeared in an Earthbound ROM hack, but like the first time it appeared for real was in Homestuck actually. Which was interesting, and then it got used in Undertale, and now everyone knows it. And like, I think the final big animation of Homestuck actually includes a reference to Undertale, which really caught me off guard. Alright, that's the game done. Let me quit out of it. Oh, it's just gonna immediately. There we are. Anyway, that's going to be the stream. That's going to be the stream for today. Next time we play, we should be able to start on Act 2, which I have seen nothing of. I did see a playthrough of Act 1, but it was ages ago. So I did know the general gist of what happens, but I didn't remember the puzzles. Act 2 I know nothing of besides, like, the trailer, which I don't even remember that well. Thank you for the emotes, Lola. And as usual, I go through, because I barely have anyone that shows up, so I like to thank everyone that showed up to the stream when I sign off. So thank you to Node and to Lola for showing up, keeping me company, saying hello. I appreciate it. We should probably raid someone, shouldn't we? It's a small raid, but I mean, most of the time my raids are only me and Node, so. Oh, before we sign off, I should say, I'll post my schedule later today, but my next stream is going to be tomorrow at 6 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time, and it's going to be the drawing stream that I was supposed to have last week, but that I called off. So hopefully that works. Is there anyone I know online, or anyone I follow at least? Well, you know what? There's someone. There is someone. Let me just pull things up so that I'm not flying blind. When I do it, we're going to be raiding. Oh, hold on. Where's my raid message? I think. There we are. Let me copy it. I'm going to be raiding another VTuber called Harvey Shetler. She's currently playing Ghostwire Tokyo. So, one moment while I pull things up. So please go and show her all the love you would show me. And let's go. Oh, I should throw to my end screen before I. Oh, it takes a while to go anyway. Raids. Alright, there we go. Once again, thank you all for coming. Bye bye. Otsukame, thank you for watching. Bye bye. I'm flustered now. Bye bye.